You may be seated. This honorable House now resume its sitting. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to this sitting of the Honorable House of Representatives on Tuesday, November 14, 2023, for the continuation of the State of the Constituency debate. I would like to extend a special welcome to those who have joined us in the gallery, those joining us online via the various social media platforms, particularly PBCJ live stream. Thank you, everyone. Let us welcome to her feet for the State of the Constituency debate, Dr. Michelle Charles, Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Eastern.
Permission to speak from a seat that's not my own. Permission granted. Madam Speaker, I must first of all say thank you to Almighty God, for it is He who is the architect of my life, and it is He who deserves the highest praise. Madam Speaker, I am delighted to rise for the third time in this honorable House as Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Eastern. In my maiden presentation, I informed the nation that St. Thomas Eastern had the audacity to shine. Last year, Madam Speaker, I informed the nation that despite being faced with unprecedented challenges, there was a flicker of light in St. Thomas Eastern, and we were confident that we would shine. This year, Madam Speaker, the transformation of our constituency over the last 12 months is significant. And I stand here to report to this nation that the state of St. Thomas Eastern is strong. A social and industrial revolution is on its way in St. Thomas Eastern. We are elevating in the light. Madam Speaker, I am here because of the people of St. Thomas Eastern. They gave me the opportunity to serve. Their confidence, faith, and trust in me is one I will never take for granted. I will continue to humbly dedicate myself to making their lives better and to elevating St. Thomas Eastern. It is with a heart full of pride and optimism that I speak on the ongoing transformation in our beloved St. Thomas. This transformation is not just about infrastructural development. It's a comprehensive revolution encompassing education, housing, water resources, and much, much more. Madam Speaker, I am blessed with an 87-year-old editor that I call Daddy, and an 8-year-old building contractor that I call Mommy. Parnell and Gloria Charles are the winds beneath my wings, and I cherish and honor them every day. I take this opportunity to thank my counselors and my counselor caretakers, my secretaries, Ms. Cooper and Ms. Small. Thank you to my Diamond team. I could not carry out my duties without all of you. I must extend my sincere appreciation. Madam Speaker, let me also acknowledge my daughter Drew and my son Chad, who is here with me today, along with my extended family and friends, for their unwavering love and support. To you, Madam Speaker, and to our Deputy Speaker, may you both continue to lead us with fairness and impartiality. To the Clerk of the House and the entire team here at the Honorable House, thank you for your dedication and hard work. Madam Speaker, allow me to acknowledge with deep appreciation our Honorable Prime Minister and my parliamentary colleagues who continue to support me as we work together to build Jamaica stronger. Madam Speaker, St. Thomas is proud to be the parish of the Right Excellent Paul Bogle. In my maiden speech in October 2021, I asked the government to consider a proclamation of a Paul Bogle Day. I am proud to say that less than 2 years later, we all witnessed the reading of a proclamation in Parliament by the Minister and member of St. Catherine Central. And just a few weeks ago, on October the 11th, the historic start date of the Morant Bay Rebellion, our nation paused to celebrate for the very first time Paul Bogle Day. Madam Speaker, we have a working government, and we in St. Thomas Eastern are elevating in the light. Madam Speaker, in my second presentation to this House last year, I asked the government to consider transforming the old courthouse in Morant Bay into a national museum, which would keep the history of St. Thomas alive. I am pleased to say that during his budget speech on March 17, 2023, our Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, informed the nation of his directive to Chase Fund to start the process of developing a museum in the old town of Morant Bay. He added that the museum is to capture and properly document the history of the Morant Bay Rebellion and its defining impacts on modern Jamaica. Chase has established a project advisory committee comprising of representatives from the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, as well as its agencies, namely the Jamaica International Heritage Trust and the Institute of Jamaica. The technical deliverables, architectural and structural drawings, and bills of quantities are now under development and are expected to be completed within the fourth quarter of this financial year. Madam Speaker, I say to the naysayers, we have a working government and a listening Prime Minister that has not forgotten St. Thomas. Many talk the talk, but he walks the walk. Madam Speaker, let me speak about the elephant in the room, my roads. Last year, I came to this honorable House with a message from the people of St. Thomas. After much demonstration and all-right frustration, we, the people of St. Thomas Eastern, called on the chief contractors, China Harbour, to completely take over the daily operations of the roadwork in Package 4. I stand here today to report that on Monday, January the 23rd, 2023, the day after Chinese New Year, China Harbour Engineering Company completely took over the daily operations of Package 4 in St. Thomas Eastern. Madam Speaker, last year I told the nation that traversing our main roads in St. Thomas was extremely difficult and very frustrating and hard on our pockets. Do you remember how much I complained about the dust nuisance last year? Do you remember the demonstrations? While they demonstrate, we negotiate, and 10 months later, there's not one square inch of road from the roundabout to Morant Bay, through to Church Corner, past Dumfries, into Lyson, straight back, that has not had at least one layer of asphalt. Last year, I told the nation that doctors and nurses at Princess Margaret were complaining that they could taste the dust behind their mask during the construction of the road. This year, upon the completion of laying asphalt right in front of the hospital, China Harbour donated 10,000 masks to the hospital team, and I want to publicly thank China Harbour for that gesture. Madam Speaker, drainage and pipeline activities are now 85% complete in Package 4. As it relates to damages to the first layer caused by issues with leaks from the existing NWC pipeline, they will all be repaired within the next 2 weeks, if the weather prevails. Madam Speaker, the binder course of asphalt, which is the first layer, is 97% complete once Dumfries is paved. Madam Speaker, people say that the proof is in the pudding. Well, let me say the proof is in the asphalt. I say to those who doubt, watch we elevate. Watch us in St. Thomas. We are elevating in the light. But, Madam Speaker, it has not been an easy task, and we have many challenges still today. But our team realizes that we have a collective duty to care for our citizens. Whatever the circumstances are, we must be respectful, we must listen to their cry, and we must respond in a timely manner. We on this side understand the trajectory that this government has for St. Thomas. We understand the investment that the JLP government and our taxpayers have made in the parish of St. Thomas. No other government has made the investment in St. Thomas like this Jamaica Labour Party government. Let me repeat it, no other government, they didn't have the vision, and we were starting to perish. No other Prime Minister has ever looked at St. Thomas with the respect and the love that our Prime Minister, Andrew Michael Holness, has. I stand here as living proof that this government will make sure that St. Thomas will no longer be forgotten. We have the audacity to shine. We have that audacity to ask to be included in the developmental plan that this government has for Jamaica. So today, Madam Speaker, I want to let the nation know that despite the challenges, despite all you see in the media, I bring good news to from the people of St. Thomas Eastern. The people of St. Thomas Eastern are very pleased with the work within the short period of 10-month time. And we invite the nation to come and visit St. Thomas. Come and drive by, right through Morant Bay, straight up to Bath Fountain, where you can enjoy a wonderful, wonderful hot bath and massage. But you see, Madam Speaker, when you reach the foot of the hill going up to Bath Fountain, thank TBDCO for that $45 million road. I told you about that road last year, and we stand here to thank the Minister of Tourism and his team who already came out and opened that road. With this road comes an increase in tourism, both locally and from abroad. It brings revenue to the Bath community and jobs and security. We invite the nation to come and see our world-renowned destination. Come and see it for yourself. Carpet to the left, carpet to the right, carpet to the front, carpet. Well, we're not looking backwards. We're not looking backwards. Forward ever, backward never. Madam Speaker, while we are discussing infrastructure, let me thank the Honourable Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, the member from St. Catherine, and the NWA for the Sparks Road Rehabilitation Program. The first 20 million of our 40 million has already been completed in Johnstown-Oxford Road, and the Seaview Drive Road recommendation is in procurement as we speak. The Seaview Drive Road is a critical road which leads to the licensed fishing village and also the Paul Bogle Training Centre. That road is also lined with zinc fence from the entrance all the way to the back. I don't want to run out of time. I am happy to announce that $2 million from the Urban Renewal and Development branch of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creations will be used for zinc fence removal right there on that road. This ministry, under the Honourable Prime Minister, coordinates and implements urban renewal projects for the sustainable transformation of communities and towns across Jamaica. They have also approved a pocket park in Erie Castle at the cost of $2 million. Madam Speaker, green spaces are important to us as a government, and I must inform the nation that Rudolph Elder Park will be upgraded very soon as well. The ministry is in process of finalizing critical elements as it relates to the park upgrade project. We are elevating in the light. Madam Speaker, the NWA has done so much in St. Thomas Eastern. We see drain cleaning, hot patching of our roads, and the bushing work which we desperately need maintenance of. We see emergency workers ready to assist as we see landslides that maroon our residents every year. We in St. Thomas Eastern are grateful to the National Works Agency. There is no complaint from here. This Member of Parliament has them on speed dial, and they always respond in a timely manner. So thank you to the National Works Agency. Madam Speaker, let me continue on infrastructure because I have to thank the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, through RADA, for the farm road in Hayfield spending $8,219,900. It is life-changing, and the residents of Hayfield, along with the farmers, and they have sent me here to publicly express our gratitude. Madam Speaker, through you, I want to invite the member from St. Catherine Central and Minister of Culture to come visit me in St. Thomas Eastern. And don't worry, Minister, you will not get lost anymore. On the east side, we have 52 brand new road signs sponsored by TBDCO to let you know where you are. So come to Bath. But before you go on the hill to take a look at our $2 million road Phase 1 rehabilitation project that we started at our Bath Community Center. And Minister of Sports, I must let you know that we used $500,000 from the Urban Renewal Ministry to assist with installing solar lights to the Bath football field and to clean the Bath Botanical Gardens, the second oldest botanical gardens in the Western Hemisphere. Come visit the new Hayfield Road, Minister, and hike a track with me to the historic Hayfield Great House. There you will find an amazing old structure, a surreal, cool place in the hills of Bath, St. Thomas, that I believe can be rehabilitated for weddings and other amazing events. For those tourists that like to hike and ride ATVs and stay in camping areas, come with me and see the vision that we have for Bath community. I want to thank RADA for that road. And I also want to thank RADA for the Patton Road in the community of Erie Castle in Port Morant Division. That's $7,617,200. We are extremely grateful for. Don't be grudgeful over there. The farmers are ecstatic, and the residents are eternally grateful. Let me continue with farming. Madam Speaker, St. Thomas Eastern has a large farming community. For the last financial year, $697,380 was spent to purchase farm inputs to assist farmers. They receive baby chicks, feed, hot pepper seedlings, and fertilizer. For the new financial year, over $389,000 was spent to purchase 16 400-gallon water tanks. 13 of the beneficiaries have already collected their tanks, and 3 are yet to collect the same. Madam Speaker, I must take a few minutes discussing water. Water is now the priority of our residents, surpassing roads at this time. I get calls every day from the residents, so I must inform the nation with some detail. In Mansfield, Bath, Mount Mansfield, 12 houses in the top section of Mount Mansfield currently lack water supply. Plans are underway to install a new relift pump, storage tank, and transmission pipelines to address this issue by January 2024. Subsequently, this will improve the water access for the entire Bath area. In Ginger Hall, around 10 houses in the elevated section are facing water supply challenges, partially due to the drought conditions at the Bath source. Recent rainfalls have improved the supply, allowing for assessment in the area. Trucking water has been temporarily implemented to alleviate the situation. Sections of Dumfries have experienced disruption due to the broken mains, extensive electric downtime at Dumfries. Relift and irregular supply of Springfield supply source are one of the reasons. Various measures have been taken, including implementing a valve regulate schedule, repairing broken mains, and reconditioning pump facilities. A major project is on its way to install new pumps in Springfield. This project aims to enhance stabilized water supply throughout Dumfries, Morant Bay, License, and all of those communities in one. In Top Hill faces water shortages due to drought every year. Recent rainfall has caused siltation at the source. Cleaning and restoration efforts are on the way, with plans for public engagement and regularization resuming this November and December. In the Dalby area this year, the National Water Commission installed a glass-fused-to-steel bolted tank in Fraser Hill in Duckenfield, St. Thomas. That 50,000-gallon tank installed at a cost of $20 million. That will serve Dalby, which is one of the largest communities in St. Thomas. With the installation of this tank, residents will still be able to receive their supply, even if the water lane relift pump, which feeds the Dalby area, is out of commission. 214 constituents will receive black water tanks through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and we thank the ministry for these well-needed tanks as well. Madam Speaker, this Member of Parliament, along with my councillors and council caretakers, understand the importance and the need for water. We get calls from our residents every day. This is the reason why we, every year, every financial year, we make sure that the budget funds from the CDF to assist with additional trucking of water to our residents. Madam Speaker, the National Solid Waste Management Authority over the last year has increased the cleaning of our town centre and the districts in St. Thomas Eastern. As I speak, there are no backlogs. They have cleared out the mini-dumps, overflowing garbage skips, bulky waste, and even installed 2 no-dumping signs. All areas are collected on their schedule, and 35 kilometers of road is swept daily. So this Member of Parliament is pleased with the work of the NWSMA. Over the last year, I am very pleased. Madam Speaker, in my maiden speech, The Audacity to Shine, I informed the nation that Cheswick St. Thomas would benefit from the Rural Development Program. I must let you know that a $120 million contract was signed just a few months ago, and right now, as I stand here today, the construction of the road in Cheswick is well on its way. After 28 years of the other party and just 3 of ours, the community of Cheswick in the Davie Division in St. Thomas will benefit from infrastructure works, new roads at a cost of $13 million, improved pipe water system at the cost of $15 million, a new community center at the cost of $20 million, a construction of 8 engineered houses at the cost of $50 million. I must thank the member from West Kingston. I must thank this Andrew Holness-led government for $120 million investment in Cheswick. Cheswick will never be the same again. Madam Speaker, our commitment to education in St. Thomas is unwavering. We are investing in modernizing our schools and enhancing digital access, ensuring that our children are equipped with the knowledge and skills to thrive in this rapidly changing world. Education is a cornerstone of our community's future, and we are laying a strong foundation for generations to come. Just this year, we had 3 Wi-Fi locations, 1 in Bath, 1 in Portmore, and 1 in Johnstown. I want to thank the minister for free Wi-Fi. Everyone is calling me by WhatsApp now. Madam Speaker, 295 young persons were employed through the summer employment program offered by NSTA Heart Trust, and 10 students were registered for the LIFT program. The Heart NSTA assisted a family in Stanton Housing Scheme who suffered loss from property due to fire. Construction of the tiny house was done earlier this year and handed over to Ms. Thomas on August the 2nd. The total for that house, $4,691,151. Thank you so much for assisting her. Madam Speaker, the official opening of the St. Thomas Teen Hub occurred this year, and we are proud to have a wellness bench. So thank you to the Minister of Health and member from St. Catherine West Central for that wellness bench. Lyson Primary School won the InSport Primary School Champs for the 2nd year in a row. We must congratulate them. Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Education has been working in St. Thomas, and in the last year, I have a lot to report. St. Thomas Technical High has had renovation of their fire-damaged canteen costing $9,901,000. Johnson Mountain Primary School had emergency electrical repairs, over $1 million. The Dalvey Primary Infant had electrical repairs, $1,607,000. Morant Bay Primary had emergency plumbing repairs, sanitary facilities, and sewage system, $1,775,570. Rowlandsfield Primary had electrical repairs to malfunctioning electrical system, $751,736. St. Thomas Technical High had $2 million allocated for installation and an extractor system in the canteen. Estimates are now being prepared. Amity Hall Primary had a $2.5 million allocated for replacement of timber partition walls and termite treatment, all completed. Morant Bay Primary has a $1.2 million allocation for construction of the grease trap and soak-away pits and removal of sewage waste. Estimates are now being prepared. Allow me to acknowledge the Minister of Education and member from St. Andrew Eastern as we express our gratitude. Thank you, Minister, for taking care of our schools in St. Thomas Eastern. Madam Speaker, our constituency continues to spend a minimum of $6 million out of our CDF towards education. We continue to assist students with back-to-school medical and dental fares. Over 1,500 students benefited from back-to-school and tuition assistance this year. This includes book vouchers, school bags, and uniforms. Through the CDF, students right now are receiving funds for CXC assistance. The former Member of Parliament and my dental surgeon colleague, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, invested in education while he was here as well, and I must commend him on that. Madam Speaker, it is our intention to make a larger impact on St. Thomas Eastern through education by reaching a wider cross-section of students. So instead of just helping 1 or 2 students with a large sum from the CDF, we try to spread it as much as possible. But Madam Speaker, there's a saying in Jamaica, water more than flour. The parents who come to my constituency office asking for assistance with education sometimes leave a little disappointed because there's just not enough funds for me to assist everyone as much as I would like. I try to assist them equally, and most times, sadly, we run out of money. The fact is, the same amount that I gave them for book assistance last year buys less books this year. Madam Speaker, let me suggest to the Ministry of Finance to consider helping everyone in a more equitable way from my constituency and even Jamaica on a whole. Might you consider a one-week back-to-school sale tax holiday where a list of items like certain school supplies, learning aids, school footwear, uniform, personal computers used for education, digital aid, and related educational items are except from GCT taxes during that one-week period. I have seen this work in other countries, and I believe it can be tweaked to work very well for us here in Jamaica. Let us educate as we elevate. Madam Speaker, the health of our community is paramount. As a healthcare professional myself specializing in head and neck medicine, I truly believe that our health is our wealth. Madam Speaker, the main hospital on the east side is Princess Margaret Hospital. It is a grade C hospital with much potential. Madam Speaker, I believe that the Princess Margaret Hospital has the ability to shine and to be a beacon of light in the east. Madam Speaker, the Princess Margaret Hospital is a little more than 1 hour away from the Norman Manley International Airport once the South Coast Highway is complete, and that is driving within the speed limit. Even faster, you can get there by ambulance. In my last presentation, I asked the nation and the Minister of Health to look into organ donation information campaign. I asked that the possibility of adding, if you would like to be an organ donor to your NIDS ID also be investigated. I stand here to present a case to the Minister of Health because St. Thomas Eastern is on the cutting edge. The land value has increased and the residents are flocking to the east side. Tourism is on its way. A brand new urban center is being built. With all of this development, we must have a cutting-edge hospital and excellent health facilities. At this time, the Princess Margaret Hospital, which sits on 28 acres of land, only occupies 5 acres. I would like to invite the Minister of Health to investigate the possibility of expanding the hospital because we have the land to do so. Jamaica produces the best doctors in the world. We have the best surgeons in the world. We have the best nurses in the world. And we can have the best hospital in the world. Inviting medical tourism to our parish. With the amount of land that we have around Princess Margaret, we can have a medevac landing strip for anyone in the Caribbean to come so that our surgeons can operate on them. Right there in St. Thomas at the Princess Margaret Hospital. As a head and neck specialist, it brought me joy to hear of the very first facial transplant this weekend. A man received an eye transplant and the surgeries were successful. Imagine an entire wing for organ donation that can not only serve Jamaica and the Caribbean, but the entire world, right there at Princess Margaret Hospital. Madam Speaker, through the GOJ Constituency Mitigation and Cleaning Program, we rehabilitated the hospital back road in Nutterville for $2 million. This road is important to the users of the hospital. Madam Speaker, significant progress was made also through the Ministry of Health to improve the infrastructure of our healthcare facilities this past year. Princess Margaret Hospital established a temporary dietary unit for $13,168,032.35. Isaac Barrett Health Center restoration of the sewage disposal system at $2.9 million. Morant Bay Health Department roof repairs, $4.128 million. Port Morant Health Center renovation and upgrading work, $27,703,500 for Port Morant. Arcadia Health Center, Phase 2, general renovation work, $4,858,004.20. The Rollinsfield Health Center has also been repaired. These completed projects total over $52 million, and we have more in procurement. I say to the Bath community, look out for full rehabilitation of your health center. A brand new dental wing and a roof is on its way. Madam Speaker, I tell the naysayers, this transformation is the beacon of hope, signaling to our citizens both here and abroad that St. Thomas is not just catching up, but is set to lead in healthcare services. For those who left our shores, know that your hometown is evolving into a place where world-class healthcare will be given. All of this happening in St. Thomas Eastern, and I've never been the Minister of Health. We have a working government, and I must thank the Minister. Madam Speaker, As of today, there has been a reduction of crime in the entire parish of St. Thomas. However, there's a slight increase in the Eastern Belt from Morant Bay to Bath, which is a major concern to me. Most of the incidents of shootings and break-ins are recorded in Morant Bay, Port Morant, and Golden Grove area. We have seen an emergence of scamming activities. 11 persons have been charged for breaching the law, and it is our intent to eradicate this illegal activity as soon as possible. A new pickup truck was acquired by Golden Grove Police Station. However, Port Morant needs to have an operational vehicle to help able and properly assess the communities and respond to citizens as well. Madam Speaker, the struggle and sacrifice of the people have always led to transformation. On October 2021, St. Thomas Eastern was rallied into the largest manhunt the parish has ever seen in search of two girls, Phyllis and Wishay, and their alleged callous abductor, Davian Bryan. The island was on edge as we collectively prayed for and worked towards the safety discovery of our girls and eventually apprehension of the potential criminal. In 2017, the then Minister of National Security and member from Western St. Mary and his junior minister, the member from Clarendon Southeast, introduced the idea of electronic monitoring. In my maiden speech, I called for all necessary legislative changes needed to include electronic monitoring. Today, I am proud to say this working government, this listening government in July this year has passed the Bail Act 2023. The sole amendment to this bill was Clause 8, subsection 12, which deals with electronic tracking devices. The master abductor, Davian Bryan, is now convicted and serving time at the Adult Correctional Center.
Madam Speaker, I now ask that the member's time for speaking be extended by 5 minutes.
Question is that the member be allowed 5 minutes to complete her presentation. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those against? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, colleagues. Madam Speaker, I hope I have shown that this Andrew Holness government is not sitting down idly. I have shown that this Member of Parliament is a working MP. An older lady told me last week that she has never seen so much woodwork in the constituency since my father left in 1983. Madam Speaker, I wake up every day to work hard for the people of St. Thomas Eastern, but I would not have nothing to work with if I didn't have a government that has proven that we can pay down the national debt and keep our dollar stable, that we have proven that we can get our young people employed and build more roads, more infrastructure, more houses for our people than any other government ever. And we are going to ensure the concern that most of us have in this country. We're going to ensure that there is peace in this land. Madam Speaker, I tell them over there, don't get it twisted. We on this side don't have a fighting sign as our symbol. We put our fingers in the air, and that's a peace sign. Madam Speaker, we are the peaceful party in this country. We believe in peace, peace in the north, peace in the south, peace in the east, peace in the west, international peace. I say to the nation, check the history of the 70s and don't listen to the noise. We are the party of peace. Madam Speaker, we in St. Thomas Eastern are happily marching out of the 28 years of darkness into the light with our peace signs in the air. Madam Speaker, in closing, as we stand on the cusp of this modern industrial revolution in St. Thomas, I extend an invitation to every single individual in St. Thomas. Our fishermen who brave the seas every day, our dedicated teachers shaping our future leaders, our medical professionals safeguarding our health, our taximen ensuring our economy's resilience, and our hardworking farmers nurturing the land. Each one of you is integral in our journey of transformation. Together, we are not just dreaming of a better St. Thomas, we are actively building it. I must acknowledge the presence of the former Speaker of the House, my father, Parnell Charles. Parnell Patro Charles Sr. is one of the reasons why we're here today. My brother and I, he brainwashed all of us to want to build Jamaica and especially build St. Thomas. So I have to acknowledge him. I must say to him, we are actively building and doing exactly as you asked, my father. The people who we work for, their hands and their minds and their hearts are that essence to the change that we're looking for. Let us unite in this noble endeavor, forging a future where every citizen has a role to play and every contribution is valued. Together we will make St. Thomas a shining example of progress, prosperity, and unity as we elevate in the light. I pray for love, light, and blessings on St. Thomas Eastern and Jamaica, land we love. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
House Leader. Very good presentation. Thank you, House Leader. The question is that the House do now adjourn for tomorrow, Wednesday, November 15th at 2 p.m. sharp. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. This honorable House now stands adjourned.